So I actually get this question. There's like a huge storm outside, so I have no idea if that was from like the lightning. Fuck, that chair's in the way. Okay, okay, restart that. All right. So I get this question asked a lot, and it is, what is bulking, or what is cutting, or what is maintenance or main gaining, and all of these things, they they sound kind of foreign to people who've never lifted before, but I'm gonna give you a quick explanation on each of them, and then I'm gonna cut to how you do each of them. Okay. All right. So first off, we have bulking. So what bulking is it is eating in a caloric surplus, which pretty much means you eat more calories than you burn. So your body burns a basis amount of calories for your amount of movement for the day and just your basic needs of breathing, eating. Um, and for most people, it's ranges from maybe 2,000 calories to 2,500 calories, I would say. So that's most of the population's maintenance, and there's outliers and stuff, but that's pretty much what it is. So let's say my maintenance calories was eating 2,500 calories a day, right? So if I ate 2,500 calories for the 2,500 calories for the rest of my life, then I would stay at the same exact weight. Okay. So on a bulk, you would eat 2,700 calories or 2,800 calories, and that would slowly but surely help you gain weight, which bulking really helps with muscle growth and strength gains. Okay. The one thing with bulking though is you do put on size in fat, which is unfortunate, but hey, it has to happen to all of us if we want to go into bulk. Now for cutting. Cutting is what's called a caloric deficit, and with cutting, you eat less calories than you burn, so the opposite of a bulk. So let's say, again, I eat 2,500 calories every single day. On a bulk, I'd maybe eat 27,000 or 2,700, 2,800, maybe 3,000, something like that. But on a cut, on the other side of that, I'm gonna eat maybe 2,300, 2,200 calories a day because I'm trying to lose that weight. And calories are a form of energy, and calories get turned into fat. But when you go on a caloric deficit and you eat less calories than you burn, then you are going to lose weight because your body needs energy from somewhere. So it's going to take it out of your muscle and fat stores. All right, now for maintaining or main gaining, as some people call it. So this is just eating that 2,500 calories, pretty much. There's nothing really to it. The reason why people do it is for one of two reasons. It's to either A, stay where they're at because they like their body there and they want to keep it there, or B, you can slowly, incrementally gain muscle this way, but it's a slower process than bulking and cutting. Because the normal cycle is a bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut, where people normally in the winters will bulk and then during the summers they'll cut down for their summer run. So, yeah, those are all three of those. Okay, so before we talk about actually how to do this or that with bulking or cutting or maintaining, we need to talk about one thing that you need to find. Well, I guess two things that you need to do before you go on this bulking or cutting or main gaining journey. And that is, you're going to need to go to an online calculator. I'll link it in the description. It's called a basal metabolic rate calculator, or a total daily energy expenditure calculator. So I'm going to explain these in simple terms. Basal metabolic rate is how many calories you burn for doing nothing, just breathing, just chilling out. Like, imagine you're just sitting in a chair for the whole day. That is how many calories you just basically burn. Okay, and then your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, is that BMR, the basal metabolic rate, plus what you burn from walking around or this or that. So I'll link a calculator in the description. It looks like this, and pretty much all you do is you put in your age, you put in your weight, your height, and also how active you are, the second part of this, you're going to need to get an app like MyFitnessPal, which tracks how many calories you eat a day. Once you find your total daily energy expenditure, I don't know why I'm saying that instead of TDEE. So when you find your TDEE, pretty much what you're going to be doing is you're going to add 200, 300 calories if you're on a bulk, maybe subtract 200 or 300 if you're on a cut. And if you're maintaining, then just keep that TDEE the exact same. And you're going to plug that into MyFitnessPal. And once you're done, then you're just going to try to follow your MyFitnessPal account and just stay consistent with that to make sure you're seeing the results that you want to. So let's talk about bulking. So there's two types of bulking. There's like a dirty bulk and there's a clean bulk. So a dirty bulk is eating anything to get those calories in, and a clean bulk is eating healthy and just eating a lot of healthy stuff to get those calories in. Okay, so for a dirty bulk, my advice: get Cheerios, get Lucky Charms. That stuff has so many calories, so I'd really recommend that. If you're doing that, you don't really need to be super. I mean, in my experience with dirty bulking, you don't need to be super meticulous on when you eat or how much you eat. It's a dirty bulk at the end of the day. But with dirty bulking, you're probably going to gain more fat just because you're eating worse food. And on the other side of the spectrum is clean bulking. So what clean bulking is, the opposite of dirty bulking. You're going to eat your chicken and rice diligently. Okay, so I would recommend this way. This way literally gives you way better energy levels. You're probably going to feel better about yourself. But if you don't care too much, then I would do a dirty bulk. But I would really recommend a clean bulk. It's just better for the body in general. And with this, I would definitely do meal timing and meal prep. So I would schedule a meal at 9 a.m. and one at 12 p.m. And one at 3 p.m. and then one at 6 p.m. and then one at 8 p.m. before I go to bed, and have them meticulously calculated for, oh, this has this many calories and this much protein and this. So, yeah, that's pretty much bulking in a nutshell. All right, now to talk about cutting. So cutting, you already know what it is, how to do it, but let's talk about practical advice. So one huge thing with cutting is you need to make sure your protein intake's high. With all of these methods, with bulking, with cutting, with maintaining, you should eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But in cutting, you could even eat more. When you cut, you are losing muscle, okay? And how do you keep on that muscle? You make sure you eat enough protein so your body can repair that muscle. That's the main goal of cutting, is you want to keep the most amount of muscle possible while losing the most amount of fat. And one tip I would have with cutting is I would say don't go under 10% body fat, maybe 8% body fat, because once you get to that threshold, you just feel like shit. You feel like lethargic and you don't have motivation to do anything. I would say don't drop under 10% unless you're doing like some sort of show where you need to weigh a certain amount or you need to be a certain body fat percentage, because it's simply unhealthy and unnecessary. You would look completely fine like at 10% body fat, 12% body fat. Nobody's gonna care if you're at that body fat. But anyways, for cutting, some good cutting food or advice is fruits. Fruits are actually pretty low calorie, especially like cucumbers, or I think oranges are pretty low calories. Watermelon is so good, but it has like no calories. Just like swap out the food. Do not eat Doritos on a cut. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, right? Because each Dorito has like 15 calories. On one Dorito has like 15 calories. And when you're on a cut, those calories are like, they're precious, okay? So you could eat 200 calories worth of Doritos or 200 calories worth of chicken breast, and you're going to be so much fuller on chicken breast, because protein is the most satiating macronutrient, which means protein, it gets you full. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I would eat high protein, because not only does it make you feel full, but you're going to have the least amount of muscle loss if you eat higher protein. So yeah, that's cutting. So now on to maintaining. So maintaining is honestly pretty easy. Um, I would say I honestly would not recommend this if you have a specific goal of getting of getting big and strong, or if you're getting leaner and yeah, more defined. Honestly, I've never really been a huge fan of main gaining, although I have done it. Um, it is good, but your muscle gains are gonna come slower, and it's like the middle ground between cutting and bulking. Main gaining is you're just trying to keep the same amount of fat and build more muscle. And although it works, it's not going to work as fast as bulking. And I'm just not a huge fan of it. But go ahead. If you want to main gain, then your TDEE is going to be at what it is at on the calculator. Okay. All right, so I hope that helped. If you have any more questions, just put it in the comments. I'll respond to them. Yeah, that's pretty much how to cut, bulk, and maintain. So yeah, one last thing I wanted to add. Don't compare yourself to anybody but you. When you compare yourself to other people, then you start feeling like shit about yourself. You're doing good. Keep up the work in the gym. Keep up the good work on your diet. All right? Stay positive. All right, peace.